My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Got an old friend back again. Gualter Amarelo is zooming in from a different location than 3 or 4 years ago when we last chatted. Zooming in from Cleveland. This guy is doing lots of cool stuff in real estate. He's built up a portfolio of over, I think, 600 units in multifamily. He's become a private lender himself. He's got together a few well-heeled buddies, and they are loaning money out. So he's making money from the portfolio. He's loaning money, making money that way. And he's really kind of creating the lifestyle and the income that he and his family want from real estate. So Gualter, welcome back to the show. Great to have you, man.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I think I'm 600 units bigger than I was last time. And I'm actually a lot happier. I lost this hair early in my career. And I think now I could pull an Elon Musk, grow the hair back if I wanted to.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's rewind a bit. We won't spend much time on but what was real estate to you before you got into this, in case somebody hasn't gone back 350 episodes to check out our last interview? What were you up to, and why did you switch to this model?
Yeah, it's funny. 3 years ago, I was all about coaching. I had shifted away from active buying and I was actively selling. I had 100 units and I had sold all the way down to about 24 units, I think, the last time we were on. And I was really talking about... What
was the portfolio? Was it multifamily, single family? What were you invested in?
I had 24 condos and the rest were all... I had a 48-unit rooming house and the rest were all multifamily. So small multifamily, 6 units, 10 units, 3 units, 2 units.
Where, what market were you in at that point?
One market. It was all Fall River, Massachusetts. So I was in Massachusetts.
Yeah, okay. So now fast forward to today, now you've got a much larger portfolio. Where are these? What are these properties and where are they?
We've got 35 units, Decatur, Illinois, 12 still back in Massachusetts. We're buying 76 tomorrow in Jackson, Mississippi. We own 80 in Jackson, Mississippi, and then the rest of the 635 are in Cleveland, Ohio. So we own 378 in Cleveland plus another 51 in Cleveland.
378 in one building?
Yeah, it was 10 buildings. It was a single portfolio. That's why I remember it that way. It was one purchase.
Yeah. Okay. One portfolio. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So sounds like there's still kind of mid-sized multifamilies is kind of the sweet spot for you. Is that fair to say?
20 to 80 units seems to be the size of the buildings that we own.
Okay. Nice.
In fact, I don't own a building over 80 units. My biggest one's 81 units. So that's...
So you were telling me a little bit off camera that you build up this portfolio of 600 plus units, but it doesn't feel like it. What does that mean?
So I made a mistake early in my career. I was like, do everything yourself. And then I brought on an assistant, and the assistant managed for me. And then I was like, forget this. I need a property manager. And that's how I got to 100 units, but then I wasn't making anything.
Yeah.
So I sold everything, felt burnt out for 3 years, 4 years. And I started buying, brought in property management again. And I said, screw this, I'm going to self-manage again. And then as I really started ramping up and scaling, I had 130 units and I bought this 378 unit portfolio. And I said, man, there's no way I can do this myself. My team is good. We can handle this, but we can't handle that. And I got very lucky. I brought in a consulting firm because when I bought this portfolio, it had 16 staff members. So I brought in a consulting firm to manage my staff. And I just recently got them to take over my personal management company. I said, forget this. I'm bringing that consulting firm in here too. So they managed that staff. And I went and they reduced my insurance costs. They reduced my water bills. They're now converting me away from maintenance on big boilers and switching us over to electric baseboard heat, like putting in the TPAPs, which are air conditioners that are just like the hotel air conditioners, mini splits. Like they're doing all these little conversions that save us tremendous amounts of money that used to cost me 2 and 3 times the amount of money. But these guys they're consultants. They know how to train very affordable guys. And it's just, you don't get that with a property management company. So I've changed, Dave. That's how I should.
Okay. Well, let's unwrap that, because that's pretty cool, Gualter. So what I'm understanding you to say is you didn't hire a property management company to manage all your stuff. You hired these consultants who have now kind of taken over your team, and they're managing your property management, your in-house property management. So you've still got your in-house property management. You just don't have to deal with them. And these guys are way better, and they've got it dialed in, and that's pretty cool, man. That's the first time I've heard of that.
Some of what they did was they converted a lot of my staff that was in person to virtual assistants. Like, there are things that collections, marketing, accounting, was the other one that we do, compliance with the cities and stuff. Like, all of these things are done virtually. Maintenance is virtual. The only person I need on site is literally the person who turns the wrench, swings the hammer, but taking the calls in, pushing that along, tracking it, all virtual. So that we went from 8 people that were in staff costing me $4,000 a month to 8 people that are virtual that cost me $4,000 a month for the whole team.
Wow.
There was a big savings, $32,000 to $4,000 monthly, every month.
Yeah. So outsourcing, I'm suspecting Philippines, India, something like that.
All the Philippines, although we've done some in Mexico because we have a Spanish-based tenant base. Okay. So that has, we found that's been very effective.
Yeah. Wow, man, that's huge. How long did it take to kind of make that transition? Because when you said, you inherited, 16 employees for that 300 and whatever unit portfolio, I'm going, Jesus, that's a lot of employees. I get it. Spread out all over the place. But even so, if that was 1 or 2 big multifamily properties, they would not have 16 employees for that. So, yeah.
No, it was a mess. There were 4 cleaners. There were 4 people in the office, 2 leasing agents, 2 managers. And then there was the staff that was actually doing maintenance, 8 guys turning units, landscaping. Massive inefficiency. We turned that whole back office and said, disappear all of this. In fact, the cleaning staff, we cut them down to 2. And the maintenance staff, we've just bolstered over time.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of vacancies. And now we're turning those units significantly faster. We need better quality staff.
Yeah. Wow, man. And I can see how that happened, right? Because the original owner of that portfolio built it up over time, and it just kind of sister-in-law starts working for him, and all that crap happened, I'm sure, and stuff turned into that monster.
Yes, and he wasn't into virtual. So the irony is he's very familiar with VAs. He just didn't trust them for these tasks. Okay. And when these guys came in, they're like, yeah, it's all VA stuff, which was natural to me because my whole back office is 4 VAs that run everything.
Yeah.
So that was tough, was shifting my VAs into different projects. I put them more into my coaching company. I put them more in reporting and data analytics and following up with everybody. But the consulting firm gives me all the data and everything I need. They're just absolutely amazing. So that's how I got it to feel like so cool. Not working. Yeah.
That's very, very congratulations on finding the right consultant, man. Was that a stroke of luck, or somebody referred them to you? How did you find these guys?
That was a referral. So the agent who had done the transaction, I asked him who can do this for me. And I said, I don't want another property manager. One, the person who I take on has to own enough units. They have to be at the same size I am or more. So they understand from the ownership side, because property managers don't care. They don't own, they don't understand mortgages, they don't understand insurance. And I said, the other side would be if they could consult and take over my existing staff. I don't want to lose my staff. There's good bodies in there, and they do and understand the portfolio. And if you trade out, there's a big loss of information, and the tenant referrals, and then non-payment happens when you change bodies. And this agent was just really aware. I mean, he'd worked with these guys in the past. He helped them build their portfolio. He knew what they were capable of, and they hit every single checkbox. Faith-based. It was really, really cool how he gave me 3 referrals, and these are the first guys I called, and I said, wow, I don't need to call anybody else.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Cool. All right, Walter. So that's what you built up to. Congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
are you running solo? Do you work with partners on that? Are you syndicating these deals? What does it look like behind the scenes?
That's a good set of questions. So the 400 I bought with my wife. That's just me and her. And I do have a partner who brings me deals, and he does support the deal finding so much so that I almost have to put no money down to a lot of these deals. So the way he structures makes him worth the equity partnership I give him. And on the new transactions, the consulting firm that I brought in originally, new buildings we're buying, everything after this purchase we're doing this week is now purchased with them as an equity partner, and they're in 30% of all of our deals going forward.
Wow.
Because they've shown themselves to be true gentlemen over the last 8 months. And I was like, look, if you guys want to build with me, because they told me like, we don't need your money anymore, but we would like to build with you. We'd like equity. I was like, well, you're not getting any of this equity, but if you want to stay with me and grow, I can absolutely do that. Let's do that together.
Nice. Smart. Win-win.
Yeah. So as far as our capital, we don't syndicate. I've done syndications. I've been an LP in a lot of deals. And I did a fund a few years ago, and me and my wife prefer debt. We'll raise debt. We'll pay somebody 12%. We'll get them their money back in a year or two at a refinance, and then if we're still growing, we'll cycle it again. So hey, do you want to go do it again? Yeah. I'm a lender myself, so a lot of people like to lend to me because I understand that I loan to other people. So for them, we kind of have this: when you're liquid, send me your money. When I'm liquid, I send you my money. I think I was telling you before the call, I've got $1 million of my own money lent out in people's deals, and then I have $2 million of other people's money lent out in my deals. So
okay, I see. All right, that's smart.
There's a new lender I just picked up, a family office that I acquired the property they had the debt on, and I kept them in place. And I said, look, when I pay this off, do you want to stay in the game with me and just keep rolling? And they were like, yeah, let's do that. So that's $2 million. I don't count yet, but I think they'll roll with me again.
Yeah.
So you can build relationships just by acquiring properties. The lenders that are on those, if they're small hard money lenders or private money lenders, that's a cool little tip for capital raisers, is maybe just acquire something that was creatively financed, not with a traditional lender.
And then keep that entity, that person in there.
Yeah.
And do good by them, and then turn those into more deals moving ahead. Yeah. Smart.
Do good by them. Show them what you can do. So far, they've allowed me to stay into the term of the loan. And now once the term ends, I'm going to go refinance them and see if they want to keep doing it again. But if nothing else, I've got really good relationships.
Yeah. Perfect. Very, very smart. So we're filming this at the end of 2025, Walter, believe it or not. We're already almost there. 2026, what do you got on the horizon? What are you looking to do?
I've got a 144 in Jackson we were under agreement on. I've got a 66 in Jackson, Mississippi we're under agreement on, and then a 308 in Cleveland that we're working on. So that'll be just about 500 units, and that's where we're stopping, believe it or not. So between me and my partners, that puts us at 1,500 units, and with most of that being on my side, but 300 being on their side. So that we said at 15, we're going to stop. We're going to pause. We're going to look around. We're going to see how our portfolio looks, make sure we shake any inefficiencies that have accumulated. And the consensus feels like we'll go for 3,000 units. Like we'll double, but it won't be at 26. 26 is a year of peace, a year of stabilization, recycle all of our capital back to our investors. We're going to do that in March, lenders, and then call it like, I don't know. We'll see how we feel, because we're all very good. All the directors are earning about 40 to 50,000 at 1,500 doors. So that's a month. That's a very substantial income, and we all have to see, do we still want to do this?
Yeah.
And I think they will, because they're all workers like me. They'll grind through it. They've got kids. I've got kids. We all have boys, so we have a reason to keep developing a job for them. But I've teased out, I'd like to build a lending branch, because right now I'm the only one who's lending. But I told them, if we could sell some units or sell or finance some units and build out a lending branch to this, I think it would be beneficial for our heirs to have something that is long-term, easier to manage.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Cool. I love how you're looking out in the future there. Walter, you said a lot of really interesting stuff. As usual, some really smart stuff there. Hats off to you. I'm so glad that you came across those consultants and you partnered with them. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some folks here going, I kind of like what Walter's doing. I think I could learn a thing or two from this guy. What's the best way for people to find you?
Well, I like to post some irritable stuff on Facebook. That is my medium of choice. I post a lot about Elon, and I post a lot about return on equity and cash flow and financial freedom versus units. Although you'll see me brag about closings, you'll see me brag about units for sure. My ego is not in check ever, but I do it because I want people to realize it's possible, not because I'm bragging. You'll never see me drive anything nicer than my Toyota Corolla. So I'll still drive the beat up car. I still have the paid off house, but I may just keep bragging about building a really cool business.
No, that's cool. So if you're listening to this, you guys, Walter is spelled a little bit differently. It's Gualter, Amarelo, Amarelo. So you put that in there. There aren't too many of them, even on the Facebooks.
Just
That's
two.
your guy. He's talking about real
It's
estate.
me and my dad. I'm the bald one. My dad's the one with hair. The irony.
Same thing with me, man.
Dude.
My father had a good head of hair. My brother has a good head of hair. And I've been having a bad hair day for 2 decades now, my friend. Walter, absolute pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much for coming back to visit us on the show.
Thank you, Dave. Keep the good work, man. Keep these guys moving.
All right, brother. Take care. And everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Hey there. I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.